And, I would hate to miss, Damon John walking to our table while we're in line trying to be a part of Investfest Shark Tank. And then we're missing an opportunity to talk to the lead shark, in person, right? So it was a lot of a juggling act there, So hopefully, again, next year, I think they'll probably get some different organization with that. It was in its first rendition. I think it was a little bit of an error in terms of who actually got to actually pitch, right? Because initially it was about 800 applicants and only 100 people were supposed to pitch, right? But all 800 people showed up. I don't know if they all got the email or what. But then even when you kind of really unpack that from like a mental standpoint, right? Because, we were talking about that as well. It's like, man, I was chosen, out of the 800 people to be one of the 100. And then now self-doubt starts to even kind of set in, right? It's like, well, wait a minute, was I chosen or did the email go out to me inadvertently? Should I be here? Do I deserve to be here? So I understand from their perspective of saying like, hey, everybody here showed up. We want to allow them to pitch. But frankly, it's not a team award. You know what I mean? The trophy ain't for everybody,
Yeah.
So while I think it was a noble thing for them to want to do, to actually have everybody, the 600 to 800 people, to pitch to the different judges. And again, thank you to the judges as well for sitting through that whole entire day, right? But you should have figured out a way to limit it to that 100 people, because that's who deserved to be there. The rest of the people did not necessarily deserve to be there. And you needed to figure out how to weed that out, whether you need to delay it a day to figure out who really needed to be there or not, because that extra component, I think in a moment wasn't thought of, right? It wasn't thought of how the 100 people that should have rightfully been there got drowned out by listening to 500 or 600 other people.
No, true indeed. Though there were some amazing people and amazing businesses there, I think honestly there were a lot that should never been there. And what and again, and I don't mean that in a real negative way. I mean it in a sense of it's very difficult to be amongst someone who has a written business plan on paper versus a deployed business for many years on end. They're just the business is just at two different junctures. So how do you support? Who do you provide an award to? Okay, this is not a participation points award. At the end of the day, it's a competitive. For us, at the end of the day, it's a competitive sport. Who's going to get the trophy? And I can guarantee you, our constituents. We're going to fight for our constituents more than a lot of others are going to fight for theirs. So at the end of the day, I think personally. I think a lot of things could have been streamlined where, many components were not thought about. However, again, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're dealing with entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs are, at the helm of things, I can tell you right now, there's going to be missing items. There's going to be missing pieces at some juncture. But I will tell you, they are getting one thing right, and that's providing a space for the community to be able to grow, flourish, and educate one another. So I shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, for sure. But again, the point of here is to kind of look at the highs and lows. We talked about some highs, definitely talked about some lows, and give feedback for individuals again who want to attend in the future or want to actually be a part of the whole community there. So it's not to kind of poke fun or to overly be critical, right? And kind of be, a pocket watcher of sorts of what they're doing. But it's more so to, give critical feedback for improvement, right? Because I know just as well as our business is a phenomenal business that potentially deserve to be one of the four on stage, presenting in front of that 15, 20,000 auditorium. There were many others, right?